so wheezy.
Why are you so what? I'm sorry?
Wheezy.
I don't know, but you need to sort it out. Welcome back to Sundays. Let's do this. Season 2, we are here, and I'm not holding this mic to my mouth because it's fake, but it's really
fake.
Cute.
Yeah, we just wanted our branding on something, you know, just to like make us more official.
Yeah, maybe we'll get mic stands.
So today's episode is going to be very interesting. By the way, we're doing video. Finally.
We're finally on video.
Yes. Should we tell them? I think you guys know from the last episodes, I think the last season, we were talking about like our struggles with video and how we couldn't get it right. So we're like, let's just scratch that and like hurry up and like just get online. And now here we are, season 2. We're stepping it up.
Yes, we wanted to come back with a bang and really like do it right. We wanted to do this from the very beginning, and so the fact that we're getting it right now for season 2 feels perfect. But anyway, it's 2023 now. Let's catch everybody up. What have you been up to? You just did something major.
Oh my goodness, I've had a major change in my life. I moved from Austin to Houston, and I feel like a brand new person. I'm so happy to be here. I'm just like living my best life. Rami and I moved into a new home. I launched a new brand.
Yes, tell us about it. Come on.
Canary Collective. It's interior design and home decor. I'm going to be renovating the whole thing. So if you guys are interested in interior design and home decor, follow me on Canary Collective. I'm basically taking like this old colonial built in the 1970s, and I'm going to just like document the entire renovation.
I love that. And
I'm so excited for
you've done this before.
I've done this before, so this is not my first rodeo, but I'm very excited.
She's very good at it. Very good at it.
I'm so excited. What have you been doing, Steph?
Honestly, I have been in mom mode. So I'm in Houston right now. We're filming in Houston, but we just had like a major ice storm in Dallas. So my kids were out of school for 5 days.
How was that?
It was a nightmare. It was a lot. But I've just been in total mom mode. I mean, like with the new year, the kids are back in school. They're gearing back up with sports and all of that. So I've been doing the blog, but then also getting the kids situated. But it's been good. I'm happy that we took some time to get our game plan together for season 2, and now here we are.
Here we are.
Okay, so you already told them what we're talking about today, so let's get into it.
Yeah. Since this is our first episode, we want to talk about what we learned in 2022 and what we're taking away from it, and also what we're leaving behind in 2022 as well. So what do you think, Steph? Have you learned a lot last year?
I have. I mean, 2022 was such a transformative year for me in a few different ways. I really feel like I leaned into becoming the best version of myself that I wanted. I'm still a work in progress, but I really spent a lot of time in 2022 trying to just accept myself where I am.
Right.
And try to really perfect that person, as opposed to trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Or make certain situations, relationships and things happen that maybe they didn't need to happen. But I just really focused on myself a lot last year and did things that I wanted to do for me. And I feel
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like I walked away from 2022 with a really good perspective on what I want moving forward.
Right.
And so one of the big things was my health journey. I think I realized I'm a lot stronger than I think I am, I gave up alcohol for 6 weeks, and then during that process, I realized I really don't like it that much. Because
I feel like as we get older, it makes you feel worse and worse.
Yeah, and so trying to find that balance and just creating the life that I want to be proud of and that I want to have for myself. And so my health journey, leaving alcohol behind, really getting into fitness and wellness, that was something really major that I feel is something I released something, but then I also gained something. I released bad habits, but then I also gained really good healthy habits that I'm bringing with me into 2023.
I love that for you. That's so good.
Yeah, so I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling strong and I want to just take on the world.
And more confident.
Yeah.
More yourself.
Yeah. It's amazing when you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
From the inside out. how good you feel.
I 100% agree with that. And that's something that I've been struggling with. I know like for a little bit, I kind of started on my health journey and then I kind of fell off of it because like Austin was just like a weird blur for me. But like being back here, I just feel so much more like myself and I want to get back on that. And I definitely want to have like more me time in 2023.
Yeah.
So that's like something that I'm gonna do. But I agree with you in terms of the alcohol. I think that's something I left behind too.
Yeah.
And like having you do it when we went to the Vancouver trip.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Because I feel like we were both like not drinking at that point. And we actually didn't drink the whole trip. Or you didn't drink the whole trip. I drank at the very last night.
Yeah, but you had already said that you were going to.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you had a clear expectation of like what you were gonna do.
Right.
You know?
Cutting down on alcohol has completely like changed my perspective. Like it makes me love my body a little bit more on it. Almost like you're honoring your body.
Yeah.
Because the more I read about alcohol and the effects of alcohol, it's kind of like you're literally putting poison in your body.
Yeah.
So it's like really scary when you actually think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I'm okay with like doing it here and there, like on special occasions. But like I definitely think that's one thing that I'm kind of just like eliminating for like the majority of like my hangouts with people. And I've always been like a social drinker. I've never been, you know, somebody that's like opening a bottle of wine, just having it myself.
Yeah, but see, I was. And so that's why I was like,
really?
okay, you know, at the end of the day, it was kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, kids have gone to bed, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. And then it's kind of like, okay, well, it's starting to affect
It's a
the next
slippery slope,
day.
yeah.
You know, so then I'm like moving slower the next day. It's affecting productivity. And so I was like, okay, do I want to be productive and like get things done, or do I want to have a glass of wine and it, you know, affect my day?
Yeah.
And so of course I want to be productive.
Right, of course.
You know, so I like have limited it to very special occasions and vacation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, vacations. I get that.
When I'm on vacation, please.
Yeah. We went to Dallas. We had the best time. Although we didn't like go wild or anything like that.
No, but I did lose my jewelry.
Yeah, but we are cheap dates. Why, you lost your jewelry?
Remember I told you?
Oh, I thought
See,
it
I
was
haven't
just
been
like
drinking.
misplaced.
I haven't been drinking that much,
Oh.
and then we had a couple margs, and do you ever put things in a safe place?
Yes.
Well, it's a safe place in your
Yeah,
head.
I literally did that this morning when I was trying to find my black blazer.
Yeah. I always put things in a safe place.
I have no idea where.
And then I have no idea where that safe place
Exactly.
is in like literally the next day.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, I won't know.
No, I completely agree with that. I am always like that, and I was like freaking out. I'm happy I found it, but I didn't know like you actually lost your jewelry.
No, I literally contacted the owner of the house and I was like, if the cleaners find my gold jewelry, could you
Oh,
please?
no.
Yeah, so mix, you know, my safe place mixed with a couple of cocktails is not a good thing.
Yeah, we're also
we were on
cheap dates at
vacation.
this point because
Why?
we
yeah.
don't drink much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe our husbands will be happier about that.
I love it. Okay, so what about you? What
Okay.
did you leave and what are you taking with you?
Okay, so one of the things I think that I've been really thinking about, and being in Austin has made me so much more of an introspective person because I didn't really hang out with a lot of people there, and I spent a lot of time by myself because Robbie was working all the time and I didn't have very many friends there.
Yeah.
So it like really forced me to like look inwards and like really think about like who I am as a person, what my morals are, what my values are, who I want to be.
Yeah.
And it gave me like a really good sense of like self-awareness that I actually did not have when I moved to Austin. Like I felt like I was like a child, and then in these 2 years I kind of like grew up and really got a sense of myself.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like very confident in who I am as a person now. I've definitely felt, you know, I'm able to even be more vulnerable that I wasn't able to be before with people. And like one of the things that I've realized also is like it's okay to be like kinder to yourself, because I think for me, I was kind of struggling with like, I knew I was like kind of like, I don't want to say depressed, but that I was kind of like off. Like I just didn't feel like myself. I kind of like lost my sense of self. And like gaining that back and having this like journey, and like I would have some really good days and some really bad days. And of course, like life is like that. You know, life is not like always on an upwards or a downwards trajectory. It's always like up and down. But for me, it was more just like keeping my head afloat, and like there were definitely like more bad days for me than there were good days in Austin as I remember it. And I think it was more just to be like kinder to myself and like understand that it's okay to feel that way and to like let yourself feel it. Like don't try to fight it, let yourself feel it. It's okay. Like you know, like you kind of just have to, it's almost like survival. And I think like a lot of people, if they're going through like tough times, like maybe they're like harder on themselves because they're like, oh, I don't remember myself to be this person, now I'm this person. So, you know, like if I, like for example, like I kind of like fell off like working out a lot. So I was like, you know, I had like this dissonance in my mind, like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But then I kind of just surrendered to it. Like, it's okay. Like, you know, right now I just need to survive. I don't need to like survive and work out and have a full-time job. And you know what?
You'll find your way back.
Exactly. And I felt like so much better when I did that. Like kind of just like giving into like what I actually wanted was like more just to like just be and not like force. You know,
you kind of have to meet yourself where you are. Like you can't force things.
Exactly.
You can't force what was. So like, you know, at a different phase in your life, you had the time and the energy to do all those things. But you're worn in that space. And that's okay.
Yeah, and I think it's also like a capacity thing that a lot of people like don't understand. And I think that's something that I would like to touch on because it's something that I think about as well. Because sometimes like, you know, when you have your friends and you're like, oh, well, this person didn't like come and hang out with me, or they keep canceling, blah blah blah. But you know, it's harder to understand from that person's point of view because everybody has such complex lives. Like you don't really know what that person's capacity might be in that period of their life. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going through something that I'm like struggling with mentally, of course I don't have the capacity to like pour into other people. For me, it's a survival thing, but like a lot of people don't really see that because I'm not like always like talking about it. You know what I mean? So I think just being kinder to yourself and being kinder to others. I think it's always like more compassionate and more understanding, I think.
No, that's good.
It's really helped me realize that. So I want to talk about it.
I like it. I think for me also, like kind of piggybacking off of that, like with the relationships with other people and pouring into other people, I've really wanted to nurture the relationships that I do have. So I spent a lot of 2022 with people that I really like. You know, like, and making an effort. So if it's my best friend and we have sons that are like the same age, so like really making an effort to like get our kids together, do things together. I feel like when you make an effort, like, I don't know, it's just, you should pour into the people you love, essentially.
Yeah, but it also makes you feel so much better to be with people who are lifting you up. It's almost like filling your cup. You know, and it's always like a good thing. I mean, we're going to have a whole other episode about friendship, but I do think like having close friends, like good friends, is so important in your life because like they give you like a whole other like a side of like your life that you can't have otherwise. And I know like people who are like more social tend to have like more fulfilling lives, just like studies have shown. So it makes sense. Like if you're hanging out with people you really like and you're making an effort, you're right, like cultivating those relationships and also just, you know, kind of giving back and showing them the love as well. I think that's a good thing to have because you have a deeper bond with them ultimately.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like for me, I guess what I'm leaving though is one-sided relationships. Where you kind of feel like, there was like this whole trend on TikTok where people were talking about how like if they never texted a person again, that would probably be the last person or like the last time they ever talked to them because like they're always initiating.
Yeah, that's tough.
So I'm not going to be like an over-initiator anymore. So like if someone like really wants to hang out, like, and I've made the effort and they're no longer making an effort, then I kind of feel like that's what I've left in 2022 for sure. Like if you're going through something, we can talk about it. But I think sometimes, you know, like there's those situations where some relationships are very one-sided. My husband has even gone through this, like with some of his friends. It's like we live a distance apart. And, you know, he was willing to make the drive, but some others weren't. Like my college bestie lives over an hour away, but like if she needs me, like,
you'll be there.
We go, like pack up the kids and we go over there. You know what I'm saying? So I think you have to like really make an effort. And she would do the same, you know, like if Zoe's having a birthday party, because we all have daughters like around the same age, like we make the effort. So I feel like I left people and situations that weren't like meeting the same energy.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get that. For me, it's more like toxic people, and I say toxic kind of loosely. It's more like people that don't make me feel good about myself anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm not just getting, like if I'm giving somebody like love and compassion and understanding, and they're like not reciprocating that or don't make me feel the way that I'm trying to make them feel, like bye. Like I'm so over that. We're too old for this.
Life's too short, honestly.
Life is too short, and that's one of my points. And it's so true.
Good vibes only.
Yeah, and I feel like when I hung out with you guys in Dallas, it was like the best time ever.
Do you know, like, there were so many people. We posted a video, by the way, so I, like, did a little recap.
Oh, yeah.
You called me the historian, and which was true. I was like, I'm capturing all of this, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is content.
Yeah.
But there were so many people who were like, man, like, I wish I had a friend group like that. Like, just wait till I find my friend group. Like,
really? On TikTok? Or?
Yeah, you should
No
read
way.
the comments. Like, they were really positive. They were like, man, you guys, like, I love your vibe. You guys are great friends. And I was like, oh, I'm glad we gave, because we are, you know.
Yeah,
but
we like literally pick up right where we left off. It's never awkward.
Yeah, and we all have our own like friends outside of it.
Exactly.
And that's like, I think that's the beauty of it. Like, but we have fun together.
Yeah, we have so much fun together, and I just felt like really fulfilled after that trip.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is like
that's
the
how you should
jolt I
feel.
needed. Yeah. Just like before the move, it was amazing. I'm so happy we finally got together. It took us 2 years to get together, by the way, because of...
Don't forget the pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic, I know, but still. I'm just happy we did it. It was great.
It was so fun. And I live in Dallas, and like we were doing stuff I had never done before, so
right.
It was a good time.
Yeah, so no to toxic people, bye-bye. Like,
bye-bye.
I think it's really hard, actually. You know, like sometimes I feel this way too, because, you know, they're your friends, and it's hard to kind of like cut them off like ruthlessly type of situation, but... I think maybe just kind of distance yourself from them and know that like not everybody needs to be your best friend or even like your good friend. Yeah. You know?
Totally.
So another point I wanted to mention that I am going to take with me into 2023 is just the motto of life is too short. Mm-hmm. I think like this goes for everything in my life, especially at this point in my life that's happening. Like Rami's quit his job. Life is too short. If you're not happy in a corporate job, just do it. Like I think this is like something that Rami and I talked about for so long, and he finally decided, you know what, like as I'm getting older, I realized like I don't want this like grind in my life for the rest of my life. And I'm happy he realized this. And like, I know for not everybody is in this situation and can just be like, I'm quitting tomorrow, you know what I mean? But like, I do think that if you want something from your life that is like your dream, and like whatever you're doing right now is not like fulfilling it, then I think like even start a side hustle and just like believe in yourself and do it, because I truly think like consistency in life is the key to success, and like that's always like the hardest thing to do is to be consistent. But if you actually put your mind to it and every day you say, I'm just gonna, you know, go for my goals, I think it is achievable. Yeah. And you can do it. So it's just like, it takes time. It's not like...
Right. And you guys have like your savings and all of that. So like you said, it's like everyone can't just quit their jobs. But I think like having a plan and really believing that you can do it and like, you know, start your side hustle now, like, or whatever you want to do. But just like realize life is too short.
Yeah. And if you want to take a trip somewhere and you're like, oh, I'll go there one day. Like, no, just do it. Because you have no idea what tomorrow can bring. Yeah. And I really believe that. And I think like everybody should live that life, because I think you'll live a more compassionate life that way too. Because I guess I'll touch on this in like our friendship episode, but just to like lightly touch on it, like even like your friends, like you're fighting with them and they're like your best friends. You're like, okay, well, I'm having this fight with my best friend. What if tomorrow one of us is dead? How will you feel?
Yeah. I pull that card with Jason all the time. He's like...
I love it.
I'm like, you have an attitude, but what if I die tomorrow? Like, get over it.
No, it's so true. It's so true. I think like you have to like remember that from people too. Life is too fragile. Life is too short. If something is not making you happy, if you're in a situation and you have the power and capacity to change it, just change it.
Yeah. I feel like life is meant to be lived.
Exactly.
And I feel like so many of us are like grinding and working and, you know, just trying to make ends meet, which is essential, of course. Yeah. But I feel like we have to remember to live along the way.
Exactly. And like, let's stop glorifying and glamorizing working really hard, because everybody needs to work hard, but that's not like your real life.
Yeah, I
Like
think
life is made with like your family and your friends and like intimate moments, even small moments.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like maybe let's start romanticizing having your cup of matcha every day or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or enjoying your workout or enjoying a walk in nature. Like that's your life, not like work.
Yeah, or job title.
Or job title or like job status. Like, who cares?
Yeah, at the end of the day. I mean, it's a means to an end, of course.
Yeah.
But that can't be my life, you know? And that's one of the reasons why I like left corporate world too. It's like life is too short. Like I'm giving all of this time and energy for these people.
And then tomorrow you'll leave and nobody even cares.
Well, yeah, because you're replaceable.
Yeah,
you know, and
completely.
we've talked about this in like season 1, how like you are replaceable in like your job and like that environment, but you're not replaceable in your own life. Like, so don't forget
Exactly.
to live your life.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's like something that will be a huge theme for 2023 for sure.
I love that.
Okay, so and I think that like the last thing for me is just like accepting what comes and releasing what doesn't.
Yes.
So like sometimes it's going to be good, sometimes it might be challenging, but like just really like accepting every situation and thinking like, what can I learn from this?
Yeah, and living in the present,
Yeah.
which kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I mean, it's living in the present. It's not dwelling on things. It's not woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like accept the cards
Yes,
that you've
and
been
learn
dealt.
from the good or the bad.
Yeah, because
love
like, you know, sometimes Jason will be like, well, I would have done this. And I'm like, you know,
I know,
you
Rami
didn't.
does that all the time. And I'm like, let's
like,
move
well, you
forward.
didn't.
Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's like problem solve and not dwell and move forward.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like, you know, I know our guys, like, they're very productive and, you know, solid businessmen. They're not dwelling on things, but like, sometimes it's like, come on.
Sometimes they dwell. They're human.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to hear about, you know, what you would have done with that
Exactly.
investment. Like, I don't want to hear about the money you lost.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move forward.
Yeah. No,
You know,
I
like, you got to
100%
focus
agree.
on like what's in front and just move forward. I feel like really dealing with the cards that you're dealt and not trying to change it will really, at least for me, help me to just continue to live a really good life.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. Just being more present and like just to summarize, I already said this, but it's just like live however, whatever's coming your way, learn from the good, learn from the bad. And I truly believe like everything that happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm more spiritual that way, and I do believe in the powers of like God or the universe, whoever you want to believe in. But I definitely think like it hasn't led me astray up until now, so I don't have any, reason not to believe it.
Yeah, and like the whole part of like releasing what doesn't come to you is like understanding that we see what's in front of us like right now,
Right.
but we don't see the bigger picture. Like we don't know what's to come tomorrow, 10 years from now, 30 years from now, like just being really present in the moment and like understanding that it's just a part of the journey.
Exactly.
So I think that's like, it's a process. Like I don't think I'm 100% like, oh yeah, I do this every single day, but it's a gentle reminder that I have for myself every time I'm in one of those situations.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think that's like the healthiest way of like dealing with anything anyways. Because there's always going to be life lessons that you can learn, and you're just like smarter and better for it the next time a situation like that happens.
Yeah.
You're more equipped to deal with it.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you're leaving in 2022? Or bringing with you?
No, I think I've said everything I'm about to say.
Okay, do we want to pick up our fake mics again?
Yeah, let's do that. So tune in to Sundays every Sunday. And actually, Steph and I are going to start doing lives very soon. So if you haven't been following us on Instagram, please follow us. We're going to, because I think it'll be fun to have like live conversations with you guys too. Right?
Yeah, we're going to be doing, it's called Sundays After Dark. So we haven't picked a day yet. I think we were toying with Wednesday.
Yeah, we were doing
Wednesday or Thursday, but we will be going live once a week to kind of rehash episodes and then talk about a few other fun topics that will be reserved for our Sundays After Dark crew.
Yes, and don't forget to rate us on Spotify because that definitely helps us a lot.
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are back.
Cheers!
Cheers!
And we'll see you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday.